Welcome back to Customized. Now, today's show is going to be completely different because Customized normally involves off-road vehicles. However, I think you would agree with me that people that go overlanding on anything other than a truck or a motor vehicle of some sort, whether it be a Beetle or a bus or a 4x4, the guys that go out on motorbikes and bicycles have to ensure that their customized parts do the job perfectly. And this is what we're going to be reviewing today.
Hi guys, I'm the crazy German.
Yeah. Traveling through remote places and traveling through Oman more and more frequently, you come across fellow overlanders that have started either from Europe or from Australia and so on and so forth. I think Oman is becoming an area where people are adding it to the list to get into Africa or to come or coming back from Africa to get back into Europe. And we were lucky enough to meet such a person. We've met Anya. Anya is touring on a bicycle on her own through the Middle East. Anya, thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your trip. What made you decide that you want to do something like this? I mean, it's an adventure, a woman on her own through countries that you've never been to before.
Yes, Iran and Oman was always on my list, on my top prior list. And I always do my vacations with the cycle, so I thought, well, why not going through Iran and Oman with the bicycle? Everyone kept saying, well, you're totally crazy going to Iran as a woman alone and sleeping like somewhere in a tent. But I said, well, I will prove you wrong, and it is very safe and it's gonna be a nice vacation, a nice adventure, and it really was a nice adventure.
So you started off in Iran?
Yes, I started in Tehran.
And you came straight down?
Yes, I was cycling around a little bit. I went to Damavand first and then to the Caspian Sea. And then I slowly went down to the Persian Gulf. So it took me 3 months in total to go to the Persian Gulf.
Okay, that's brilliant. 3 months and straight into the UAE.
Yes.
UAE crossed over to, how did you get across the border to get to Oman? Which border did?
First I had a little break. I went to Thailand to meet my boyfriend there. And
gotta keep him happy.
Yes, and we had like a break from the, I had a break from the cycling. And then I got back to UAE and then I went to Ras Al Khaimah and crossed the border there to Musandam. That's like a small enclave of Oman. And I cycled through Musandam and then I took the ferry to Shinas. It's like in the northwestern part of Oman.
Yeah.
And that's where I started the trip through Oman.
Yeah, so you've done Oman, you then head off to Jebel Shams, you did some of the mountainous areas over there.
Exactly.
And
very steep.
We're going to discuss this bicycle now, but it's about 60 kilos, this bicycle, and up and down there, a very, very brave lady that we're sitting next to. And then hit the coastline, and this is where we've met you now between Duqm and Ras Madraka, and we've spent 2 nights together on the beach, just a bit of a break for you. And
yes, it was really awesome. Those guys hosted me and provided me with the greatest food, and it was really fun staying with them. This is yummy.
Oh, thank you. So let's discuss the bicycle, because I don't think, you know, you and I were discussing this the other evening. I don't think there's enough information out there, and I think there's a real gap in the market for people that are wanting or aspiring to do the same. Now, there are definitely a lot of people doing it, because I do see many people on the road when we're traveling, but just basics. I think if I had to do something like this, I'd probably pack completely different, and I would take things that I'd be stupid to take.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's go and have a look at the bicycle, and then you can take us through that. Okay, so this is your mode of transport.
Yes.
This is your lifeline. This carries your emergency gear, your food, your water, and you.
Yes, exactly.
So tell us about it, right? So let's start at the back end. What's this yellow?
This is my little flag.
Oh, yes.
It makes sure that the trucks and the cars see me in time because it keeps waving all the time when you're going around the road. This is like the Oman flag, and this is the Bavarian flag.
Yeah.
So
you're
like
flying both countries.
Yes.
Good. That's fantastic.
This is for safety reason also.
Now, I'm not going to go through the reflective gear because I've got. I hope the footage came out nicely but the reflective gear on the bags, actually on the tire over here, absolutely fantastic. This bike glows in the dark. Look, you don't want to find yourself on the road at night.
Yeah.
But sometimes you're going through a pass and there's nowhere to camp that you have to.
Yeah.
So the bags, right? What do you pack? What would you suggest packing?
Well, in the rear bags you just put the heavy stuff, and in the front bags you put like clothes and stuff. I have like my sleeping bag, my cosmetic stuff, my iPad, technical things, cables, charging cables, adapter. And on the other side there's all my cooking gear, my pots, my pans, a plate and the cooker, the stove, and some food.
Okay. So that basically covers off your living and your eating side, and then you said the front you keep as light as possible.
Yes.
And I suppose that's for the maneuverability.
Yes, also because the thing that goes to the steering wheel, the bag, is very heavy. There's my camera equipment, and that's very heavy also.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. Well, it is heavy. I've picked this bicycle up. So what would you say? What would you recommend people to when doing an adventure like this? Because everybody's obviously going to choose maybe a different cooker, but what would you suggest is the most important thing for you to be able to survive on this bicycle?
I think the most important thing is my sleeping bag and my tent.
Yeah.
And also to have enough water. It depends where you're going, but here in Oman there's not water everywhere, so you need to take a lot of water, and I have most of the water in my bag here.
Okay.
So this is very heavy, so don't wear a backpack when you're on the cycle because it's too heavy. Your butt will hurt more because it's
so you mount onto the rear over here?
Yes, that comes up here, and there's all the water in there, so it's like 7 liters of water I can carry, and then I have here 1 liter more. Yes. And I think that's the most important thing, that you have enough water because you're very thirsty all the time.
Yeah, no, well, it is winter, but it still gets up to 30 degrees Celsius.
You're sweating all the time and you lose a lot of water.
Right, so the front end of it, I see you've got a, what's this?
That's my rear view mirror. It's very important because you look in it like I don't know how many times, and you see if a truck is coming, and you see also if this truck is moving around you or if it looks...
If it's just going straight.
Yes, and then you can, in the last moment, you can leave the road and go next to the road so they don't crash into you. It never happened, so they always take a big circle around me, but this is very important.
Yeah. No, I think that is because the roads are pretty narrow. And then your bag, now this has got your map on it all the time, and I suppose you mount this.
Yes,
where do you mount this?
That goes here.
So this mounts onto the front of the bicycle over here. Yeah. And you said this carries your camera gear
and some
So you've got a road map that you look at, and then you've got your mobile phone that has pre-downloaded maps as well.
Exactly.
So you've got 2 portions of navigation to look for.
Yeah. So this is just an overview, and if I want to see details, I take the GPS.
Kalahari swear.
Yeah, very nice bag.
Down from Southern Africa.
And also my odometer is very important, so I know how many kilometers I do a day and how fast I'm going.
And you traveling how many kilometers per day?
It depends on how the wind is and how steep it is, in between 50 and 120 a day.
Yeah. Between 50 and 120, yes, obviously if you've got a wind coming from the front, but you're pretty much aiming between 80 to 100.
But I cycle like 7-8 hours a day.
7-8 hours a day.
Yes.
So 7-8 hours can give you 120 kilometers, or it can give you 50.
Yes.
Which is soul destroying if you've only done the 50 after 7 hours.
I know.
Ouch, ouch, ouch. While we're down here, tires. You've done 6,000 kilometers.
Yeah, almost 6,000.
Almost 6,000 kilometers now. And how often have you changed tires? Have you had any problems?
I just had one puncture here. It was like a little thorn sticking inside. But other than that, I didn't change tires, nothing.
So 6,500, that's a good, what are these?
It's Schwalbe
Schwalbe
Plus
tires. That's a
Tour.
good advert for Schwalbe tires. So Schwalbe tires, sponsor the next trip, yeah?
Yes, please. Yeah, they're very good, and they have like a little metal thing inside, so it's hard to puncture it.
Definitely. Oh, and the tread looks great still. 6,000 kilometers, you would think that it would have worn.
Yeah, really.
So we've discussed pots, pans, clothing, tent, so that you can survive on. We've discussed the camera gear, the navigation. What happens when you break down? I don't see a toolbox anywhere. How do you
This is my toolbox here.
Oh wow, okay, well hidden.
It's hidden, and it's like small, and it's like has a multi-tool inside and the
Okay.
thing for repairing the tire. But to be honest, I just know how to repair the tire. If something else happened, I don't know.
So see, with your pedals, you've got the choice either to go with normal shoes or
Yes.
you can click in.
Yes,
So
exactly.
do you, which do you use at the moment?
I usually use the click shoes because you're steady on the bike, you don't slip off, and
Yeah.
there is like not a paved road, and you have more stability, and you can also push the legs up.
Yeah.
It's,
So your pedaling is better.
It's better,
Yeah.
yes.
And then, but what do you do when you get to the really steep hill and you've got to walk? Do you then change your shoes or?
No, I don't change the shoes. So what happened in this very steep sections of Oman, the shoe is really torn here.
Oh my word.
Already,
yeah.
because I always pushing the bike from the left side, and then it was really steep, and in all the gravel things, well, the shoe doesn't look that good anymore. But I think it will last until Salalah, so I think I'm fine with.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're one of the bravest people that I've met.
Thank you.
I really and truly look up to you, and I think that you're almost done. You've got, I think there's about, you got about 18 days left
Yeah.
in Oman.
Yeah.
So off to Salalah, enjoy the rest of Oman. It's
Thank you.
absolutely stunning.
Yeah, it is.
And good luck, and we'll keep in touch.
Yeah, thank you very
Thank
much.
you.